Welcome to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. It's the Leaf Hour edition as we are 4 to 6 p.m. now.
That's good.
Starting with the Leafs and then going into our national hour. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan in Toronto, and always streaming on Sportsnet Plus. You can also catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where throw us an occasional thumbs up there. Hey, Sammy?
Love when they do that.
Really love it.
Love when you do that. Kipper reads all the comments, so you say something nice about Kipper.
Toronto Maple Leafs,
I usually do.
It's game day. We are closing in on a game day of our own. Eric Lindros, celebrity
Yes.
Easter Seals. And I did make a plea a little bit earlier this week on getting us out of the basement on our donations. And our fans have responded.
To which
guys.
we say,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
nice
heating
work,
up.
everyone. Thank you.
We're out of the basement.
Good.
Yeah. And I think we're past Eric's team, which is Skady Eights. Did
How
you-
is that possible?
What?
I just, like, it's all gravy. It's all just raising money for incredible.
No.
Why are you so competitive?
It's not
Made the
just,
NHL because he's competitive,
it's
okay?
just
Let him have
not
it.
about raising money. It's
About
about
beating
raising
Eric.
money and winning.
Can't wait
Yes.
to play on your line.
Hey, you'd rather him on our line than play
yeah,
against
that's true.
them.
That's fair. That's fair.
My favorite line, like when you're tired and you're in the dressing room, it's like, okay, boys, we're here. We might as well win.
Yeah, we've put on all the stuff. You got to be on the ice.
Yeah.
You might as well try.
Someone tweeted me with a good name for our line, the 2.5 man line. I was like, that's fantastic.
That is really
Actually,
good.
speaking of which, that documentary on Netflix on Charlie Sheen, excellent.
Excellent.
I
Excellent
haven't watched it
documentary.
yet, but I
Yes.
fully intend
Yeah.
to.
Uh,
Highly recommend.
For those of you watching, you can see where you can donate. It's not over yet. We still have a
Wait,
day and a half
Boys,
to raise money.
We've almost raised 11 grand.
That's great.
That's
Yes,
fantastic.
Not bad for a week here.
I know. But you know what? There's this Steve Dangle guy.
Yeah,
once upon
Steve's
a
been a
time,
big part of it for
Yeah.
years.
once
His
upon a
family's
time worked at
involved.
Sportsnet. That guy's raised
I know.
$34,000.
Steve is awesome.
Yeah,
I think
his fans love him more than they love us. so.
Are his listeners richer than ours?
Well, not your listeners. My listeners for sure.
Chip's got one friend that has more than Dangles combined and mine.
I want to crush them. So listen, if we can just get together a quick, I don't know, 25, 27,000 between now and
Check the couch
Friday,
cushions for 25 grand.
and we can pass Dangle, I'd appreciate that. Because if we don't, I'll only take it out on him on Friday.
I don't think. Are we playing against them?
I don't know. I'll go look for him.
Just finds him
I
in the
threatened to
hallway.
beat him up once when he was working here.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny. Yeah. I'm literally happy that I'm getting to skate tomorrow before I go out on Friday. Yeah.
I gotta.
I haven't skated in like 2 weeks, so
My gear became available in the shed today. I'm gonna have to pull it out and just see if it's in.
the Jays really stood in the way of me bleeding out with the zigzags for 3 straight weeks. So it's been a while since
You
I've
know
gotten
what?
out.
The puck moves faster than your feet. We'll just pass it. We'll be like the old guys that just dish it around.
My feet or hands don't move quickly.
So speaking of competitiveness,
Yes.
did we see enough out of the third period out of the Toronto Maple Leafs against Pittsburgh to suggest that whatever they were experiencing in the first 2 periods Monday, whether it was just mental, physical, or maybe bad clams the night before, we won't see that?
Well, it's so funny you should say that. How about you play the first clip from the coach today, Derek? Clip 1 on what he's expecting tonight.
Well, probably a lot of what we saw in the third period. That's what we're looking for here right away to start the game. You know, that team played last night, so they're on a back-to-back. And, you know, play with pace, energy, get after them.
Now this used to be the spot where the Leafs would definitely toe pick and mail in an effort. You know, like the other teams on a back-to-back. You're at home. You're coming off a couple of wins. This is the ultimate toe pick spot for the Leafs. However, the fact that they got a pretty good smack on the back of the wrist from their coach last game maybe implies that they'll be better prepared tonight, even if it is a game you think that might be a little softer for them.
I think there's always that window of, and Edmonton's going through this still, maybe they get more leeway because they've only been to 2 Stanley Cup finals the last 2 years. So maybe it's stretched out for them a little bit longer here. But that window for me of just notoriously slow start is gone now for the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd still be very worried. And you can tell, I think, in Craig Berube's comments that he's still perplexed and puzzled over those first 2 periods. And I think to a lot of us, including me, that the hope was with the changes that they made in the offseason that they were better built for the playoffs. I'm now in November going, they got to prove that they're better built for the regular season right now for me.
Yeah, that's fair, Kip. Now, so I've been putting some thought in on the Leafs. I don't know if you guys follow a guy named Steve Peters. He works at ESPN. He used to be a video coach for the Coyotes for 20 years. He did a breakdown on the Leafs D struggles so far this season today on his Twitter account.
Okay.
Interesting look. And I watched it all, and my one thought was, and this never sounds nice, but like, maybe they're not a very smart team. Like maybe their players, like Mitch Marner, really smart, right? Like that's maybe his best attribute as a hockey player, really smart. David Kampf, really smart player. They've had smart players and have prioritized it in the past. Watching all the breakdowns over the course of this year and just going, it's not effort, it's dumb. You're out of position. You're not F3. You're not recognizing danger. You're diving in on a puck when you should pull back. It's a bunch of, and it's not one guy. And I'm going through the roster and I'm going, yeah, he's not maybe the best. Yeah. Like I worry a little bit about the ability to think it with this group right now.
But outside of Mitch Marner, like a lot of them made intelligent decisions last season to win the Atlantic.
Well, I mean, they are fundamentally, how many, they're 5 guys different, at least.
Okay, but is that enough to make everybody dumb in the room?
Not everybody. The most important players are still smart players, but God, a lot of these breakdowns are guys running out of position. And so maybe it's just a lack of buy-in, a lack of trust, because often it is, oh, no one's getting that guy. I better run out of position to go get him. Instead of just staying and minding your own business. I love the expression, watch your own bobber as a fisherman. Just watch your own bobber. Let someone else deal with their own responsibility. I don't know. Maybe it's just a lack of trust in each other right now, and they're not dumb. Dumb's a mean thing to say, but like there's been some dumb hockey this year.
A lot of big bad mistakes and bad spots.
Yeah. Boneheaded stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a theory. Working on theories here.
All right. As far as the lineup's concerned, a couple of changes, including Scott Laughton in.
Mm-hmm.
As we often do, we dissect the lineup and the changes here. What's Scott Laughton going to bring for you tonight?
Well, you hope that he looks like he did in preseason where he scored a couple of goals. Like if he can be 15 to 20 goal, I mean, I know we're 10 games deep now, so call it 13 to 18 goals, Scott Laughton. That would be really, really nice as someone who also can play physical, is smart, and, can do some of these better things. So that's nice. It is. Go ahead.
No, at 15 or 20 goals for me, he's going to have to start knocking on the door 14 or 15 minutes. And is it Nick Waugh that's 14, 15 minutes? Is it Scott Laughton 14, 15 minutes? Which is just so much of a pie that you can split here. Can he move in ahead of Nick Waugh in the lineup?
Well, sure. I mean, he certainly can. It's not like Craig Berube has shown some
like third line centerman.
I'm looking at Scott Laughton's time on ice last year in round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And he's 14 minutes, 15:37, 14:11, 14:09. They used him.
The buildup on Nick Waugh was that, okay, he's just not a throw-in here. I know at the end it looked like let's get something.
Yeah.
But Nick Waugh came in with some, hey, we just didn't get a throwaway that we're going to disregard here.
Yeah,
it's
useful
like
guy.
Useful guy. been part of a winning tradition here in Vegas, could have the ability to maybe pot 15, 20 goals in, play 15 minutes, and fall in really nicely right behind Matthews and Tavares, I guess.
Mhm.
I actually thought maybe he could be a youthful guy that can sometimes step into a top six. I haven't seen it. I've never watched him in Vegas as close as I'm watching now. I'm not sure his skating would ever allow him to be a guy that can be up there in the 15 to 17 minute range consistently. But right now, I think it's a pick-em between Scott Lawton and Nick Waugh now for third line center.
It's a great problem to have, if you want to call it a problem. And let's be honest, Scott Lawton's a winger. Like ideally, this guy ends up playing the wing. And if you want to do, Scott Lawton alongside Nick Waugh with Dakota Joshua or with Steve Lorentz, you could have a nice big line that has some finish and you can trust. So, by the time you get to the deadline, you maybe add another center. Who knows what it looks like? But
all right, let's get Craig Berube's thoughts. Clip 4, Derek, on Scott Lawton.
Yeah, he's going to be energized for sure and want to get out there and do his thing. I'll see how the game goes, how he's looking, if it's a drop-off or not, because a lot of times you've been out a long time, you have practiced, but it's not game. It's not a game, right? It's like totally different. So we'll see how his energy is and where he's at throughout the game.
Yeah, yesterday, Berube said that he thought that the room really missed Scott Lawton.
Mm-hmm.
Called him a glue guy multiple times. Well, that was interesting.
That's great. You need that.
But that's not a guy that you would necessarily expect in terms of, hierarchy on the team for a room. I guess it doesn't matter what your role is on the ice. A room can still miss you if you're a great guy or whatever. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and I think you look at his departure in Philly. I mean, people were coming undone at his departure. So
yeah.
See, I did hear that, and I think it's great for Scott, and just another reason why to feel really good coming back. But is it also a reflection of what he thinks has been missing in that room, that there's some sort of void or something that Scott brings that he hasn't seen in the first 13 games?
maybe.
Well, you remember what Reeves said when he signed here? That
quiet room.
that will always stick with me. When he's like, yeah, I've heard that it's a quiet room. They're kind of bringing me in here to make it less quiet, I guess. That's always been something that's been talked about on the outside. We have no idea. I mean, I'm not inside the room, but that's always been something that's been talked about here.
That was a huge tell.
Yeah.
And also, I think about, remember the clips of Brad Marchand with Team Canada last year coming in and it's like 10 situations and he's just absolutely leaning on guys.
Yeah.
And I think dressing rooms, there are certain guys who are special at doing that sort of thing. And any room is lucky to have them. You miss them when they're gone. Yeah, maybe the Leafs haven't had that. And maybe that's something Lawton can do too.
I do think that one of the big complaints we've had about this team throughout the start of the season is just that it seems like there's a lack of jam, lack of energy, lack of heart, lack of
something in the room that Scott can bring tonight.
Well, no, but just on the ice, he'll get in somebody's face. He'll go to the net hard. He's not like a scrapper by any stretch, but he's an aggressive player.
No, there's been a lot of lacking.
They'll miss that. They've missed that. So good to have him back in. NHLer. So good to have him back in the lineup.
Another game for Nick Robertson to grow.
Yeah, I am curious. So
Not physically. I
No.
think he's done.
He's a no-brainer, that he's in the top 6 and he's playing with Tavares and McMahon. I am curious to get your thoughts on what's going to happen having this many forwards. Once you're healthy, you got to have 3 guys out tonight. Michelli's going back in to play against Utah, so Cowan is coming back out. And Cowan is, you talked about lack of consistency for guys. It's didn't play 2 games, first line for 3 games, came out for a game, third line, came out, second line, coming out. That's strange. So Cowan's out, Blaze is out. That's no brainer. But Yarncroft's out, and he's been good. So you just got a lot of forwards. Is it better to send Cowan to the American League?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
I think he's playing too well.
He is playing well. And I
And
said the other day, looks totally capable.
It's an older team. I need some youth.
Yeah.
I need some enthusiasm. I need some energy. And even if he's not playing tonight, he can still come to the rink and you can feel it bouncing off of him if he gets to the rink at 5 o'clock or 5:30 to work out or get on a bike before putting his suit on to watch the game. I want that around me.
Yeah.
And it's still too early.
I think my thoughts at least have changed on it. Where at the start of the year, I was like, oh, if he's just gonna be in the press box, just send him down. But I think he's played enough and he's playing enough and he's looked good enough to me that it's like I'm okay with him missing a game or two here and just kind of doing like this.
He'd be like, yeah, take me out every fourth game.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like, let's go.
I do know that they're not happy with just as is. It is because there's nothing out there. But if they can move a couple of contracts, they want to. And I don't know where Nick still is with Craig Berube. Ultimately,
With Nick Roberts, it is.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm not sure he's 100% all in. I love this guy. I want to go into the playoffs with this guy. I'm not sold on that.
sure.
So you're on the sell high train here.
I think if his stock continues to go up, it's a great thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ultimately, if your head coach goes, he's just not my type of guy in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's just not my guy.
Yep.
Can he help us get there? Yeah. Am I okay with playing him right now? Am I happy he's contributing? Yeah. But if there's another team out there going, if you don't believe in him like we now believe in him because we've watched him for 3 weeks, then we'll take him. We'll take him off your hands. And we're willing to pay a higher price today than we did a month ago.
Yeah. I mean, makes perfect sense. He's just turned 24 a month ago or so.
What's he making? 1.8?
1.8.
Okay.
They're
Manageable.
It's so funny that they're like, this guy's going to burn us. If we trade him, it's going to burn us. It's like, well, now they're giving him the chance to find out, I guess. But yeah, Kip, I see your point that it's like if the coach won't use him, in
right,
playoffs,
It's a
Ride
chicken
him
and the
right
egg
now.
thing, though. Like, it's like, oh, you're finally giving him the opportunity that you were afraid that he might get somewhere else and he's producing. So now it's time to trade him.
it's so
But
funny.
It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
But we are in game 13 or game 14 tonight for the Leafs. So there's a lot of play here, right?
Oh, yeah. It's so early still.
So early. No one's talking about trading him now. Could be Christmas. It could be February. It could be at the trade deadline. I don't know. But the best news for the Leafs is his stock
Looks good.
is trending
Yeah.
upwards.
Let's listen to the coach on clip 6 on what's led to Robertson's production.
I think, I've given him more opportunity, but he's deserved it. And I think that's part of it, and that's confidence, right? He feels good about his game. He feels getting a lot of good puck touches, getting shots, scoring. He's confident. That's a big part of the game. He had good puck touches.
What were you looking at up there? You okay?
I can't see with the glare which Blue Jay that is.
Oh,
Putting his
wow.
hands in.
Oh, I
I think that's the shaker.
Who's that?
The shaker.
Who would that be?
Oh, my God. You guys are so young. Lloyd Mosby.
Is that who that is?
It looks like a glare to me.
Yeah, I couldn't quite make out the
Anyways, I thought
Sorry.
there was like something burning up there.
squirrel.
That's you guys tell me that. It's not me. You guys are
Listen,
like.
we've talked about Nick Robertson for 4 straight years, for God's sake. Let's move on.
Okay. Any updates on Joseph Wall?
He was asked, at least. Our boy Luke asked him,
That'll
of course.
We got a Joseph Wall.
We do have a Joseph Wall. Clip 7.
Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah. I mean, I can't, I don't want to give you a timeline and then it's changed. So, but I can just say this, he's in a real good spot. It's great to have him out with us in practice and stuff. And he's in a good spot and he's doing well. So it's close. It's close.
Okay,
Day to day.
Is he been on the ice with the rest of the team?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Plead the 5th.
I think so. When
Is he-
Alter sends out his tweets about like all the lines and stuff,
Is
I
there-
think he has him in there.
Is there any chance he goes and plays for the Marlies?
Yeah, he's there. He's on the ice.
With the Marlies.
No, with the Leafs. He
Okay.
was on the ice with the Leafs
All right.
yesterday.
Is there any chance that he needs a few games with the Marlies? Are
Yes.
they going to skip all that?
No, they shouldn't skip all that.
Was he asked about
No.
going to the
No
Marlies?
No follow up. Just that.
Can we write questions down and then
do you
like
want me to start going? I'll go.
Get a
I'll go and do
pigeon to deliver them
Do you want me
and then ask the questions for us?
My only thing with the whole Wall thing is that these things are always best dealt with just up front. Like, here's what's up, working through it. address it, let them talk. It might be hard, but you have to get through the hard to get to the other side. This like postponing the hard part. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's talk about it. Let's.
It's Wednesday now. The Leafs play a back-to-back this weekend. Any chance he plays Sunday night against Carolina?
In the NHL?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I would not throw
He
him
has
into
to
that
play
one.
Marley's games before he plays for the Leafs.
Okay.
I'd like
You
to
wouldn't
see
want to
him.
disrupt the
Couple
flow of
games.
Caden Primo either. Yeah, we need to get a game out of him.
I try Hildeby.
One of them should go tonight, probly. Stolar's okay?
Yeah, he's going tonight.
All right.
We got a clip on Austin Matthews. We got one on John Tavares. Where do you guys want to go?
Well, they're doing the big ceremony tonight for Tavares'
Yeah.
500th goal. Do you care about that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's a big accomplishment.
Let's do a lie
We're all
detector test
excited
and
for it.
re-ask Kip that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're all excited for it. What a great career he's had and the things he's accomplished is incredible. So we're all pretty jacked up about it, and I'm extremely happy to be part of it.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
In the midst of a glowing tribute to Tavares is from Lance Hornsby. Lawton surprised the scrum by saying straight shooting JT is one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Okay.
Pressed about the revelation, Lawton had it. I don't know how to describe it. It's a bit dry, but he makes me laugh a little.
You sure about that?
I love it. I love it.
I mean,
This is going to be the year of Tavares.
obviously, it's.
Knock, knock.
Oh, no.
He plays it safe.
Why did the chicken cross? Obviously, the chicken crossed the road. The tremendous honor.
All right, all right.
So, I think it's perfect. And you sent a tweet about this, about how, I forget what you alluded to, something about just the difference in perception.
Yeah.
I have found it incredibly refreshing as a fan who's always defended JT, to some people, maybe even in this room potentially, that this year I don't really have to defend it because he's making way below what he's supposed to be making now. He's not the captain anymore. You can just kind of love him for who he is. And he's still producing at a certain
Sam,
level.
It's November.
Yes.
It's November. You want to go into the stretch drive,
Yes.
right? You want to go in the stretch drive. Either they're in the playoffs or they're going to make the playoffs or they're in the first round.
Mhm.
And it's Matthews and Tavares. And both of those guys kind of get shut down.
Mhm.
You're going to come on our show and you're going to say, you know what? It's fine because John was only making $4 million.
Yeah, and I think he's 35 years old, and it's less than should be expected of him.
Yeah, also,
But I
he
don't
can't win a
think
playoff round this weekend.
I don't think that's going to be the tone or the narrative, and it's fine now. But my
He's just John Tavares again.
I know
He's just like
but
just
he-
about
but
above
he-
a point a game. It's just he looks exactly the same as he's always looked.
and it's the exact same thing as either you get knocked out in the first or second round. So
Yeah, but
I don't know where this is going for John.
But,
I
like,
don't.
whenever we have a conversation about anything, the trump card is, well, yeah, I mean, the playoffs. Like, yeah, they've stunk in the playoffs, but they got to get there. And this guy's making under $5 million, and he's over a point a game again. And it's just nice to appreciate it and not have to be like, well, he makes $11.5 million.
The ultimate question for me is it Matthews and Tavares once again 1-2 to lead this team and then go try to win the Stanley Cup?
So are you asking me if I think they're going to add a center that's better than John Tavares?
No. My question is, do you think that they can be successful with John as a second line centerman?
Yeah, I mean, that's a much fundamental, bigger question about Brad Tree living in team building than it is about appreciating and respecting John Tavares and his play.
Totally two different conversations.
Totally two different
Yeah.
conversations. Yeah.
But that's ultimately where I always end up.
Oh, we know.
And it's like, listen,
Yeah, but that's not what Sam's saying. Sam's saying John has been awesome this year. It's fun to watch him.
Yeah.
It's nice that the heat's off him a little bit. He's doing great.
He is. He's
okay, all right.
He's
all right.
second in the league in even strength points.
I know you want him to be Mark Stone.
You want him to be.
But he's not Mark Stone.
All right. So and I think it's wonderful in November. We can talk about, 500 goals and 1,100 points and all of that. I get all of that.
Yeah.
I am realizing how pointless this was to bring up.
He has 54
You guys
points.
think I hate him, and I don't hate him.
You just don't think he's a-
think that I think they've gone to the well so many times with Matthews and Tavares up the middle, and they've gotten beat by every good team's top 2 centermen. And they decided to do it again.
Not Tampa that one year.
And
not Ottawa last year.
Please.
And I will say,
2.
last year,
Contending team, Sammy.
Last year, my line on John Tavares when we were talking about building the cake was, it doesn't matter if the ingredients are cheap if the ingredients don't make a good cake. To your point, we're not sure that this is a good cake.
This cake tastes like crap and has tasted like crap for 10 years.
But it's a cheaper cake.
Yeah.
And it's like, I still don't like the cake.
Well,
so I get your point about the way it's built, that maybe the ingredients aren't right.
If I go to and buy a McCain's Deep and Delicious, it's still good. It's just not La Rocca or whatever. It's still good.
I get the idea.
Yeah.
But, I do think if you have a great third-line center and a great fourth-line center and you get that, I think he can be okay. He just, Phil Kessel's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Do you want him to be the best player in your team? No. But if he's surrounded by great players, he can win Stanley Cups. That's John Tavares. You're not going to not win because he's on your team. You just have to build around him accordingly.
It's very well said.
Build fast.
Wow.
Get building. Get the nails.
And if you want to build, you don't get to have a hammer. You have no screwdriver. You have no drill.
You got no money.
You got a tape. Get building with the assets that you got.
All right, building tonight. Austin Matthews clip.
Well, it was just about him penalty killing and what Berube's seen. It's not the most thrilling clip, but it's it's a jumping off point to have a quick conversation about him if you want. So play the clip.
Well, that effort in that game in the third period by him, that's what he's capable of doing. Penalty kill wise, he's good in the face-off dot, which is important, obviously, and he's a smart player. I mean, a lot of these offensive guys, they know what power players are trying to do, and they got some anticipation to them, and that's important on the penalty kill. But his, overall, Austin, like I said, he touches all the ice for us. Whether it's going against top lines, penalty killing, going out and winning on face-offs, and is a complete player.
Did you catch that beginning?
No. I mean, I did, but not the way you did.
I think he said effort. Did he use the word effort?
Play the
Can you
start
play
of it,
it
Dick?
one more
Well, that
time?
effort in that game in the third period by him.
Effort.
Well, that effort.
Stop.
Effort in the third period of that game.
That's all I needed to hear.
Great shifts.
What the message that he has on his captain, effort.
Yeah.
I told you guys, he's not working hard. In that third period, I saw it. And apparently Berube saw it too. He worked.
Can I say that makes me really happy? That it's sad that it's sad that it makes me happy that it's an effort thing, but I'm glad it's not like he's flying to Germany because his back doesn't work and his wrist doesn't. I'm happy that it is there and you've seen it, and you hope that as the games get bigger, the effort gets more, and you want it there all the time. Don't get me wrong. He's the captain of the Leafs. I get how bad that is.
Listen, he's smart enough to know that he played his injury card last year.
He did.
He would never get away with it this year.
You don't think?
No.
I mean, if you flew to Germany again, I think that's probably would.
No.
So
No.
you're going to be like,
the,
no?
the fan base would be all over him.
Oh, they already
we
are.
know that.
They already are.
They already are.
They already are.
You want to add a second trip to Germany on him? He wouldn't last 5 minutes with it. I'm telling you.
Going to check some
That-
Bundesliga out?
He's smart enough to say from the get-go, I'm fine. I feel good. And now it's just about getting his game back on board, and he did in the third period there.
Good.
He looked awesome in the
He's
third
smart.
period.
That's great.
He looked awesome in the third period.
I know we want to move on and talk about the frozen elephants coming up after
We
this.
should go, but yeah,
but I did want to ask you guys if you saw the SNL Predators skit.
No, I didn't.
No,
Yeah, I saw it.
it was
Well,
pretty good, eh?
Valley tweeted at me.
Yeah, except you're talking about kids and predators, and
Yeah,
It's-
the word predator has taken on a variety of
I
connotations.
know, and it creeps me out.
Yeah, and the
thinking about
CEO of the Preds was like, "We're not going to change our name. I don't think."
No, but if I think of Nashville Predators, I think of Nashville Predators and children,
I saw
and it's uncomfortable.
Valley tweeted it to me, and I thought it was like somehow Jays related, so I didn't watch it. Because he was like, Sammy, this will help you with the Jays. It's like the Jays.
Such a fragile orchid.
Oh,
how you survive?
I get,
is a
I
miracle.
get
Sunday,
the humor. I get the humor. But I always had the Predator being this vicious animal. And
did a
now
good joke
they
about
made me think of something else.
It's very well done.
Let's go to break.
Yeah.
Let's go to break and talk to
Cole Bagley
Yeah,
is up next.
talking some
Boy
mammoth.
Bags.
All
Up
right,
next.
more Real Kyper and Bourne after these words.
Kelsey.
The Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sam McKee.
I am Ron Burgundy.
But I'm trying to read your.
It's very easy to read.
No, it's not.
It's right there.
Whale's vagina.
When did I say that? Did I say that?
I don't know. You didn't.
You did. 1 year you did. Early when you were swearing. When you were
In my ear, I
swearing-
get, yes, he
When
did.
you were swearing a bunch back. When you were going blue back
Season
in the early
1,
days.
apparently.
We are waiting on Cole Bagley, who does a tremendous job covering the Utah Mammoth, insider for KSL Sports and
Host.
But you,
No, co-host.
I know, but you don't have and host in the right way.
I'll give Kip credit. That's not.
It's
A functional way to write
Yeah,
co-host.
you wrote like KSL Sports and like co
Space,
for
dash,
company.
Space, capitalized host.
And then you go way across the page and then you go host. Co.
KSL Sports and Co.
Host.
He's the host of the.
You guys
Buddy,
are the
you know
worst.
we love you.
Of
We
course.
adore you.
Yeah, sure.
But your lineups suck.
Yeah, you know what? They should pay me more.
It wouldn't change a thing.
Oh, it might.
At the top of the hour on our national program, Nate
You
Thompson
want to
will
read that one?
join us.
Want me to read that one for you? Or?
No, I got
Okay.
this one.
It says former NHLer.
Cole, come and
He is.
save this segment for us, please. You and your hockey team are, I hope, off to a good start in terms of you as well to the season. Welcome aboard, man. How are you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. So I look at the standings today, and lo and behold, tied for most wins. I think we saw an improved Utah Hockey Club, but I don't think anybody saw going into November tied for the NHL lead in wins. Where do you attribute it the most?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think for the most part, it's been a collective effort, but I think we're starting to see a couple of things. First and foremost, the goaltending has been really good. Karel Vejmelka and Vitek Vanacek have been one of the best tandems in the National Hockey League, and Veggie is I think he's top 15 in terms of goals against average, and his save percentage is just okay. I think it's in the 30s, but as far as the league goes, but he's giving his team a chance to win every night, which is big. Keeping games close. Another thing that I think is really starting to take shape is we're seeing the growth of players like Logan Cooley and Dylan Gunther and JJ Peterka, who are all on track for career seasons yet again. Each of those guys have taken 15 to 20 point jumps over the last couple of years, and now that they're all on a line, they call it the kid line out here in Utah. They've just been playing incredibly well. And then as well, when you look at this team, even from just a roster standpoint compared to a season ago, what they were able to do was add a lot of depth, is to bring in guys like Nate Schmidt and Brandon Tanev, re-sign Ian Cole and Vitek Vanacek. So what that's done is I think add a lot more experience, guys who have gone deep into the playoffs, recent Stanley Cup champions. I think they have 9 total Stanley Cups in their room now. So that's paid dividends. And it's made the biggest difference in terms of, rather than, kind of panicking or getting too high or too low like they did last season in tight games, they've been able to just kind of stay, consistent and mature and power through. And, over the last week or so, they've won a lot of close games. They've lost a few, but they've been in every single game. And obviously, as you mentioned, tied for the most wins, there in the National Hockey League. So a lot of things are going right for this team right now.
So when the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are sitting there tonight and watching Utah for the first time this season, Will they see a Nick Schmaltz that looks like prime Wayne Gretzky here? This guy near the league lead in scoring. What's going on with Nick Schmaltz this year?
Well, it's a contract season, right? It's a big year. It's a big year for him, regardless if he decides to remain with Utah or move on. It's a player who's still, I think, in his prime, but it's a prove-it season. It's a year where he's got to put points up on the board regardless of what he wants to do, and that's what's going on. And I think that's, maybe another kind of key factor of what's impacting Utah's success is, guys like Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz are, have raised their level of intensity. And I think, those two are the primary reason that they're both having success. They're just inseparable on the ice. They have an incredible chemistry. I don't know if you guys watched the game last night against Buffalo, but the goal that Nick Schmaltz was able to score was, just really served on a platter for him by Keller after coming into the zone. He gets the puck. He fakes the goalie out with his eyes, knows that Nick Schmaltz is trailing behind him, coming across, sends it across the slot, knows he's there, and he finishes it off. So Nick Schmaltz is having a heck of a season. Obviously, all credit to him, but a lot of it has to do with just how good of a duo, how good of a pair, him and Keller are. They seem to always know where the other's at, and put the puck in dangerous places for the other to finish off.
You're listening to Cole Bagley, Mammoth insider for KSL Sports and co-host of Utah Hockey Pod. Cole, you mentioned contract season. You've got an owner that isn't scared to spend some money on contract, and we've seen some big ones lately. Just talk about the tone that Brian Smith, who was kind enough to send me a Utah Mammoth jersey, or send the show.
And hats and everything. He bought our love.
So, yeah, he bought our love here. But just the ripple effect to the players on the ice.
Well, are you guys wearing them right now or no?
It's hanging in the studio. It's hanging up.
We're not there yet, but we're getting closer.
No, Ryan, it's hard not to be biased just because of what I've seen him do in such a short amount of time. In not only bringing the NHL to Utah, but, sparing no expense, going 100 miles an hour and wanting to do whatever it takes to build a championship organization. In less than 18 months, he brought in a team. He got the vast majority of the team to buy in, the organization to buy in. He built a world-class training facility in that amount of time. And then he's also been able to renovate the Delta Center. And, I think he's also, a big thing that he's done for the organization, obviously formerly the Coyotes, is he's kind of let the front office loose. The handcuffs are off, and, Bill Armstrong has been able to go to work and, I think do things that before were a little tougher. If this team was still in Arizona, there's no way they would have traded Josh Stone. It just wouldn't have happened. But now in Utah, they've been able to make moves and go and get guys. Obviously JJ Peterka was the biggest addition of the offseason, and that's been paying dividends. I think it was a pretty equal trade. Obviously Josh Stone and Michael Kessering have been having a decent year so far in Buffalo, but Ryan has told, his people in that organization that, failure is not an option, and they're going to do whatever it takes to build a championship organization. So far, so good. Ryan played a pivotal role in getting Logan Cooley to sign that extension. And that's a big deal, right? Given the fact that the cap is going up and players like Cooley are, maybe a little more hesitant to sign because they want to make sure that their contracts stand the test of time. To get him locked in for 8 years is huge, and especially at that number. I was expecting maybe, closer to 11 million AAV, and they got him locked in for 10. And a lot of it had to do with Ryan kind of stepping into the conversation, helping Cooley feel welcomed, and, making sure that he was fully bought in. So, as I said, it's hard not to be biased, but, Ryan Smith is doing an unbelievable job, not only creating a new hockey market, but helping prepare this team to be good for many years.
It's interesting to hear that he's, hands-on in that regard, and it sounds like it's been a positive experience in that way. As the team moves along this year, and obviously the Central Division is a very tough division. I'm looking at Utah's cap space. I'm looking at their draft picks. Like, they have capital. They're able to do some stuff. How should we anticipate that they play out sort of this push towards the trade deadline?
Yeah, I don't know that Bill is going to do anything out of the ordinary, but he's someone that's always aggressive, that's always looking at his team and wondering how it can get better, where can it improve. And yeah, I think moving forward, and similar to what he's done over the last 2 seasons, is, if a player becomes available, or, if there's certain chatter or talk that there's a certain skater out there and whatnot that is interested in a move, or a team that's interested in moving a guy, and it makes sense for Utah to become part of that deal and that option, he's going to exercise the ability to do that. And, I think it's hard to argue that Utah is not one of the best teams, at least one of the most prepared teams for the future, given all of their assets, right? I mean, they've got incredible young talent in, guys like Cooley and Gunther, who are locked up for nearly the next decade. They've got, some key veterans locked up for quite a while in Keller and Sergachev. But then, they've got a lot of prospects. They've got Daniil Boot down in the AHL. They've got Caleb Denoyer. They've got TJ Ginla. They've got Cole Bagley. They still have more picks. And so I would anticipate that, Bill's going to, kind of see where this team is at. And, if they have an opportunity to really make a push here, and if they can get somebody that makes them even better, and, potentially is a good deal, that's a decent trade-off in terms of, hey, you know what, we're pretty set in regards to our youth and in regards to our prospects. You can't keep them all at the end of the day. And so if there's a trade that kind of comes to fruition, I would not be shocked at all to see Bill continue to stay aggressive. He wants to build a championship organization. I don't think he's overly far away, but they still need a few pieces. So, yeah, I would say, keep an eye on Utah. They're prepped to make a deal at any point.
Cole, great stuff. Thanks for the update on Utah. We'll make things interesting tonight as they face off against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Enjoy the game.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate your time, Cole. Thanks.
It's Cole Bagley, covers the Mammoth for KSL Sports and also co-host of the Utah Hockey Pod.
While that interview was happening, we got word that Easton Cowan has been sent to the Toronto Marlies.
Okay.
Well,
They had to make room with Lawton coming off IR. That's what you were getting at before?
they're not going to waive Blais, right? Because they've liked, I think, what they've seen from him. They're not going to get rid of Yarncroc. It's the easiest thing to do.
I don't even know if he'll like that's the beauty of having the Toronto Marlies
Yeah,
here.
it could be today.
It could
and
be
then-
paper trail. It could be don't move, stick around, and we'll see what happens after tonight.
I'm curious because to me, it's a battle of like what's best for a kid's development versus managing ego, right? Like you don't want to hurt the feelings by saying you're sent down, go play in the American League sort of thing. But it's like, there's no doubt it would be better for him to just play.
I think
there.
your first thought is there's a selfishness amongst Berube and Brad Treliving that just comes down to, is our team better with him or without him right now? And that's it.
That?
I think the development question and all of that comes after. We need points. We need to play better. Are we a better team with him in the lineup tonight, or are we not? So clearly they believe that they can win without him.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I would hope.
But my point is that often big picture doesn't come into play until you're comfortable with a little picture. And right now they need wins. They need to keep stretching this thing out.
I don't think you could watch Cowan so far and be like, this guy's the difference. And,
No, but
but then at that point, maybe if you need him later in the year, he gets better playing in the American League.
Coach loves him too.
It's the
Every
whole
time he
it's the
does.
whole package too. Like I told you about, like there's some teams that just insist on having 2 or 3 young kids come in now and just change the room up a little bit. It changes the way the veterans operate in the room, on the road. It's just a process of advancing your team.
I'm
It's
surprised,
still
though, that-
24 hours a day opposed to just a 2.5 hour game.
But I'm surprised how short-sighted you're talking about this. Like this kid being the best version he can be for you is hugely important.
I told you.
They had
like,
no prospects.
They had a pretty good game against Philly. If they would have finished the third period Monday like they played the first two periods, we'd be having a different discussion all week. And it would have been a short-sighted conversations.
Okay.
That's my opinion anyways.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's why it's short-sighted right now. They need wins here. They need some breathing room. They need a long stretch of, like, we're heading in the right direction, and this is a team built to win in the playoffs, and they're not there.
Their job, though, is to zoom out and to be like, all you ever talk about is winning the Stanley Cup. We couldn't mention John Tavares' name without you going, but can it win you a cup? And now we're going, they got to win tomorrow night, like about Easton Cowan.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So which is it? Like,
No,
Easton,
it's both. It's short and winning the cup. To me, winning the cup is as short as I'm talking now.
Okay.
Okay, your big picture, when you want to tell me about big picture for Cowan, you're talking about 2 years, 5 years, 12 years. I'm talking about 6 months, 8 months. That's it. And then I don't know, more people get fired. People want to leave. That's how short-sighted I think this season is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That this is a fork in the road season right now.
But like, it's great. We just saw a top prospect of the Blue Jays, Trey Savage, do this thing through the minors where it's like he got the ball, he got the starts, he got better, he worked his way up, and by the time they needed him, he's the best version of himself you ever could have expected.
Yeah. Way too much to ask in Game 7.
Can I tell you that?
In there.
That's striking lightning.
I know.
That's not prospects, everyday prospects.
But there's no one in the development of prospects who says the best thing for this kid is 10 minutes, 2 out of every 3 games. There's no one who would say that. So I think it's...
But there's some that would say he's still better off with us now. Here.
Yeah.
The coach?
Coach, general managers, for sure. That no matter what, I'm still not ready to send him down for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
That he's better developing here now with us. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all of the above.
I say this, as someone who this week has said he looked ready last game. He looked good enough to play in the NHL.
They're just not deep enough to think about overcooking him right now. They don't have that luxury.
I think with Scott Laughton coming in, that makes him
15 forwards right now. I think they absolutely have that luxury. This, and he may be down for a day.
Yeah.
He may be back tomorrow the second they move someone.
I'm telling you, there are times when I've watched him this year, he'd be my top 3 hardest working guy.
Great. I'll go out there and work so hard, I'm not good enough. It's a matter of, it's not just an effort thing. Nick Robertson's been trying his ass off for 4 years.
Yeah.
Effort's not enough.
They were so bad at times this year, that effort was just the first sign of life.
So what's your point? They shouldn't have sent him down?
I'm saying
you would have waved.
I'm saying that he's still valuable to me to stay up.
So you would have kept him up and waved Blake.
Listen, I don't know if he's going to go down for a prolonged period of time. If he goes down for the next 2 weeks and they don't touch him, then obviously they feel a lot more about what JB's talking about. If that guy comes back by the weekend or next week,
just a paper move.
Then what was the point to begin with?
Our boy Jake the Snake texted me a picture of the key that he made for Cole, and he did KSL and Co. He was tricked by the lineup too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's clean sweep.
But I may have had a dozen concussions, but I still know. All right. Our thanks to Cole Bagley on the latest on the Utah Mammoth as they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Wednesday night game of the week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey.
There you go. Yeah. All right, we go live to our national show next. Nate Thompson will join us for the first time, his debut on Real Kyper and Bourne. It is the National Hour on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you miss our show, be sure to catch it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Nate Thompson, former National Hockey Leaguer, hard worker.
Yes.
Very successful guy. Now co-host of the Energy Line with JSB. Also does great work with the NHL Network.
Before we get to him, I want to talk about this sweater back here for a sec. That is the American League team, Cleveland. They rebranded as the Cleveland Pierogies for a game this past year, I think, to honor the Polish and Ukrainian heritage there. I'm part Ukrainian. I have a pierogi tattoo on the inside of my arm. And me and my cousins all have a fantasy football league called the Pierogi Cup. On the back is the number 45, which is the record for the most pierogies eaten at one sitting by our family.
Oh my God.
A disgusting amount.
Is that
Shout out
you?
to my cousin Adam. No,
Okay.
I do want to challenge it one day.
Okay.
By the way, he also was just like eating bites of kielbasa while eating
What's a sitting?
a sitting.
Like,
well,
like how long do you have in a sitting?
I think you need to be eating the pierogies.
Okay.
I think there's
So is there pressure now on me to find a souvlaki team
yes, if there's
Right.
one in the minors.
and get
My
my
uncle Ken tracked this thing down from a collector who's going to be there, who went and got it for us and
Wow.
sent it up, got the number on the back and everything. So
Okay.
if you win the Pierogi Cup, that's what you get to wear.
I'll
It's
get
a
my
special jersey.
Special.
no, I got to get a team. I got to get my cousin George Kalinikos to eat like 9 souvlakis, right, to set a record or something.
Got to have a family, a personal best. Anyway,
Nice job. Also, nice job, guys, raising some money here. Whoopa! I pleaded for a few of our listeners to chip in a little bit, help us get out of the basement for a great cause. Easter Seals. We're playing hockey on Friday, the three of us together.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
buddy, it's going to be great. You're
I should-
competitive. I'm going to start fights and then
And then,
hide behind you.
no,
I'm
no.
really looking forward to it. I am.
Looking forward to it. But where are we, Sammy? 12,000, 13,000?
I'm just quickly.
Can we
pulling it
get
up
to
here.
15 by the end of the
$12,847.29.
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy. We're 2
Yeah.
grand in
Wow.
the hour here.
Yeah, it's going up and up and up.
Thank you,
So,
everyone.
So
It means
if
a
we
lot.
just asked
fantastic.
every Canadian to donate $1,
We'd have
how much do you think we could raise?
enough to pay Bo Bichette for 2 seasons. Maybe 1.5 seasons.
Okay, so 50 cents.
less than Shane Bieber took on his option.
Yeah, way to go, Beebs.
All right. In the meantime, let's welcome in Nate Thompson, former NHLer, now working with the NHL Network and also co-hosting the Energy Line with JSB. Nate, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Good. So, obviously, a couple of good storylines right now are some of the teams that we expect to be there at the end again. Edmonton Oilers, but I think on the surface we can sit there and go, okay, a couple Stanley Cup Finals, emotionally drained. We get a tough start, but how much of a leeway do you think that they have moving forward here?
Not much more leeway left, I think. And I say that because we're in the third year of this, and I don't know if it's sustainable in the third year to be able to do what they've done the last 2 years, where it's kind of a rope-a-dope, right? They get off to this struggle start, guys aren't scoring, and then all of a sudden they come on again, the latter part of the season. But I don't think it's sustainable for them to continue this way. Different guys haven't been good. It's not even that. It's an inconsistency, I think, guys. I think it's, some games you get, big contributions from their main guys, and then we don't know what happened, right? And I just don't think it's sustainable in this year for them to continue the way they are and play with our emotions, really.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, I'm going to dig into the NHL as well at some point, but it's cool to get to talk to you because you and I have so much in common, even though we've never really crossed paths. Anchorage, Alaska, boy yourself, and I played there, and I think we both changed our living habits at some point. I want to talk a little bit about your Alaska ties and how close do you remain or how much do you root for these guys that you still see around the NHL? I guess Swayman's sort of the big name from Alaska these days.
Yeah, we definitely root for our own, Justin. As you know, being from Alaska, we're definitely proud of it. When I was in the league, having guys like Gomez, Dubinsky, Matt Carl, Tim Wallace, name a few, it was a proud time to be from Alaska because we don't have a lot of people up there, and you're rooting for guys. And I remember Gomez being the guy that always pulled me aside and always said, "Hey, we take care of our own from Alaska." So I definitely remember that. And when Jeremy Swayman entered the league, and I got to skate with him one summer. It was towards the end of my career, and getting to shoot on him, I was like, "Geez, this kid's legit. He's pretty good." And sure as we know, the rest is history for him. And he's obviously elite goaltender in the league, and for him to represent Alaska the way he has, it's awesome.
So what was the movie up there? Mystery Alaska?
Yeah.
Were you guys extras or what?
Should have been.
Should have been.
Yeah.
There we go.
we was robbed. Could have won an Oscar.
Right. Just Nate, one more thing. Are you
No,
okay?
Go ahead.
Because I want to stay on Edmonton. You want to stay on Edmonton? Okay. Bouchard, Nate, and the heat that he's taken at times, not just recently, but probably throughout his career. And there seems to be a long rope on, but he does this really well, and he shows up, and they've been in the finals the last couple of times, and he's been a huge part, and he's one of the best defensemen. He should be challenging for a Olympic spot, yada, yada, yada. And yet, I don't think some Edmonton Oilers fans can't get over the fact that on the game-winning goal the other night in St. Louis, it just looked like he went out of his way to block a shot. What do you make of it in a big picture of what Bouchard is and where his true strengths lie?
Well, I think his true strengths, as we know, are on the offensive side of things, and what he's done in the playoffs the last couple of years and the numbers he's put up has been obviously extremely impressive. But I think it's the side of his defensive side, his care with the puck at times, as we've seen. And I think if he wants to put himself in the elite defenseman of the league, in my opinion, you look at guys like Morrissey, Makar, different guys, elite guys in the league, and we don't have these trends of, lapses in their game. But for him to come alive and, make these, what I would say, big time plays and blocking shots or whatever it may be, it's a good sign for the Oilers that he wants to have a complete game. And he's also lucky in the sense too, like, he's got good coaching staff there. He's got a pretty good Hall of Fame coach behind the bench to hopefully help him out along the way, in Paul Coffey. So, it's tough because there's a trend to it with him, and he can't seem to, get out of that trend at times. But I'd say, I believe in Evan Bouchard. I think he's going to figure it out and put it together. I think he just has too much ability and he's too smart. And they paid him to, right? So he has to at this point.
Nate, you're someone who played the game with like a good physical edge. I've got some Islanders ties, and I've been watching more of them and watching Matthew Schaefer lately. And kid is unbelievable, lighting it up. Last game, and actually a number of games this year, but last game's Zadorov after the whistle. I don't know if you saw it, but just greasing him, giving him a little extra one here and there. I wonder what you think about where that lies on, whatever sort of code you believe there is. A kid like this, new to the league, young kid, is he just as eligible to be punched in the face as anyone else out there?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he was in the fight. He was, he's battling big Zadorov, and you got to give the kid credit. I mean, he didn't back down, and most, I feel like 18, 19-year-olds, guys that are the rookies, they'll stay away from big guys like that. They might not go into that danger zone next to him, right, and really mix it up. But he didn't back down one bit. So I think he, at that point, I know he's 18, he's a rookie, he's the darling of the NHL right now, you could say. But he's on the ice just like everyone else, and he's fair game. So I think it's okay. And to the Islanders' credit, it was game on once he engaged into Matthew Schaefer, and they all jumped in. So good on the Islanders, and good on Matthew Schaefer for sticking up for himself.
Yeah, Nate. There's, in that situation as a young kid, he's done what he's done, but that's a layer that can benefit him more by not backing down than it could ever do anything more for Zadorov.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you, Nick. I think you look at a guy like Macklin Celebrini. I mean, look at I don't know if you guys watched the game against Detroit, but when he gets into it with Seider, they're battling for a good 10 to 15 seconds before he gets in front of the net. He's battling for position. Then all of a sudden, then they get into it in front of the net. But it's just compete. It's just compete. When I see guys like Matthew Schaefer and Macklin Celebrini, these guys, when they're getting into it with different players on the team and they're getting in scuffles, it's just compete. That's what it is. They're competing as hard as they can. And I think that's what separates them from maybe other young star players is their compete level.
Like, are there guys good enough to play in the NHL without that? Like, do you play with many guys along the way who you just felt like they're here because they're super talented, but they didn't have that sort of level of bite?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we could all say that the same way. We've seen so many guys over the course of our careers and different levels that you see, guys, my times in the minors, I see guys that are just off the chart with skill and talent. But when it comes down to it, the guy that will work harder than him at the end is probably going to be rewarded. And I think when you have the combination of skill and the work ethic with these young guys like Matthew Schaefer and Macklin Celebrini, like, the comparison now with Celebrini is, Minnie Crosby. And I see it. I really do. And a Schaefer too. I see him. I see the elite of him, right? Like how he is separating himself from other young defensemen in the league and how he's doing it is just extremely impressive.
I put an article together for sportsnet.ca about certain things around the league that you hear. And just to your point on Celebrini, at this point, do you need to see more out of him, or right now a very serious contender for an Olympic spot?
Yeah, Nick, I think that I think at this point, I think he's a lock. I don't think it's a matter of
That's
I think
interesting.
I know it is. It's crazy. I know, but I think he has to be either. I mean, worst case, he's an extra. That's my opinion. I think, but you play him anywhere in the lineup. I think you could play him on the first line, or you could play him on the fourth line just by how Macklin Celebrini plays. And I know it's cliche, but his 200-foot game, like the way he plays at every zone. If I'm John Cooper and that coaching staff, I trust him when he's on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to argue with his results in the early part of the season. We haven't got to this yet. There was a play last night. Not sure if you caught it. Wild played the Nashville Predators. Goalie intentionally kicks the net off the moorings with a puck near the net, and they call it a goal. They're just like, it probably would have been a goal. We haven't even had a chance to really argue about it because I feel like you think maybe it shouldn't have been a goal. I like it. I think the guy would have scored there. It's the right call. What was your take on? I'll let you have first go there, Nate.
I did not think it's a goal.
No.
And I tried to look at every single angle. And I even read off Dave Jackson's tweet. And this is what he said. He said, and he thought it was the correct call, if defensive team knocks the net off intentionally on accidentally, and the attacking team has an imminent scoring opportunity, then the play is allowed to be completed. Correct call. See, the gray area for me is imminent scoring opportunities. If you look at the replay, when he shoots this puck, it goes to the side of the net, and the mooring's still on the left side. Like if that net is still on its moorings, that's not going in the net. It's going wide. And that's where I think it's the gray area there. And you saw Steven Stamkos' reaction after the game, and he described it the same way as, their definition of imminent scoring chances and ours is completely different because he would have missed the net if the net was on its moorings.
Nothing drives me batty more than a goalie that knocks the net off.
God, Matt Murray was good at that in Toronto, wasn't he?
It's as close to cheating as you can come for me.
He's trying.
It's the guy that in the middle of a road hockey game, tied, takes his net and goes home because his mom called him for dinner. I mean, you're just ruining the game. And I'm fine with it being a goal called against.
Just to punish the goalie.
Just to punish him.
All right.
Just to punish. Give him 2 goals.
It's a moral
Credit him
opposition.
2 goals, Nate.
Here, I'll say this, and I agree what they did. Like, I like how they are making a statement with this, not allowing goalies to get away with this, because we all know goalies, they're smart, and there's no accidents most of the time behind those situations. But I think the better call would have been just give him a penalty, put him down 4-on-3, and make him pay that way. I don't think you can hang the balance on a goal like that, and there's a lot of gray areas. We can all agree to disagree, but that's
yeah.
fair.
You know,
No, I could be talked into that.
Yeah. What's crazy is like both those teams
I'm trying to talk.
Yeah. Both those teams are just so desperate for points, right? Like watching that game, it's like, God, these two teams are clawing. So, you know, what's it like in the early going when you're on a team and you know that it's going the wrong way? Like, how do you keep the good vibes going? Is it possible? Do you take a different role inside the dressing room? You know, it's a tough spot a month in when you feel like your season's slipping away.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of it. I've been on both sides when, you know, we've been struggling and we've had a really good team and got ourselves out of it. And then, you know, I've been on teams where it's just the bleeding doesn't stop bleeding. And, you know, it's tough. I think when you're at both those teams, you know, they're kind of in that middle ground, trying to push for the playoffs, maybe not a contender. So it's just a matter of trying to find your identity. I think for these teams that are puttering along, it's trying to find who they are. And I think a lot of these teams don't know who they are yet. And, you know, trying to get out of it, it's tough too. And I'd say this in a Olympic schedule, I'll say this might have something to do with a lot of this inconsistency throughout the league is possibly not enough practice time, right? These teams are having a condensed schedule. You're playing a lot of games, and these coaches aren't getting a whole lot of practice time, which they're used to at this point in the season. And, you know, that could have something to do with it. So I think it's a number of variables, I think, at this point. But, you know, I'd say, for example, you know, when I was in Anaheim, we started off, I think in 2016, we were last place the end of November, and we ended up winning the division that year. And I just think those scenarios are outliers, and you're not going to see a lot of that.
So just on that note, just biggest surprise from Montreal to Pittsburgh. You mentioned Anaheim, a big win last night. Who surprised you the most, and who's got sustaining power?
Ooh, I'd say all three of them surprised me. Maybe Montreal leaning towards the least surprising, I think, just because of what they did last year. We see their young core group of guys, you know, and I think for them, you know, even last night, you know, that probably played their worst game of the season against Philly, and they still find a way to get a point. Yeah. So I think when you're a good team and you're playing bad and you're still finding ways to win, it's a good sign. And then as far as Pittsburgh and Anaheim goes, like Pittsburgh, probably the most impressive for me, I think, just because of what you're seeing from, you know, the old dogs and how they're producing, and then you're getting supplemented scoring through young guys. But now they're going to be tested, guys. Like, you know, they have some injuries and some guys they're having called up. But then Anaheim too, I'll touch on them. I mean, Anaheim, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to tune in every single night when they're playing, just because of how exciting they are to watch play. Some of these young guys, like, you know, like I watch Jackson McComb every time he's on the ice, and this guy is unbelievable. You know, and then Cutter Gauthier gets a hat trick last night. Leo Carlson keeps chugging along. I mean, this team is, they got exciting, bright future.
They got a coach.
Totally.
I'd say as far as coach doesn't hurt, definitely not. But I'd say out of those three, the most sustaining, I would say, is Montreal. I just think that the way they're built, goalies, everything, I think that they can sustain this throughout the season.
I was just going to back up one point he made there, the Cutter Gauthier thing. He's second in the NHL in shots. Nathan McKinnon, Cutter Gauthier. Guys, I know, he's producing a lot.
Hey, Nate, great stuff, man. Really appreciate your time. Continued success, okay?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Nate Thompson. That guy was like nails. Yeah, just one of those, like, need a Nate to win.
Yeah, and played on some great teams, to his point
just
here.
Foot soldier.
God, he played for a lot of teams too, man. A lot of NHL games. That's a career right there.
Ducks are awesome to watch.
Ducks are awesome to watch. And it's too bad it's happening in the worst jersey the NHL has ever made. The
Totally
worst
agree.
one of any team that's ever been made. The orange one.
It's horrible.
Oh,
It's like
Roller
unwatchable.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a shame.
It's too orange.
Too orange.
the thing that pisses
Traffic
me
cone.
off the most about it is just they're trying to get so cute, and you just have
You have it.
just do the purple one.
Purple eggplant jersey.
Purple eggplant. There's no purple in the league,
None.
and it was quintessential jersey. Everyone loved it, universally loved.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's do it, but make it as awful as you could possibly imagine.
The boys at What Chaos did like a feature in the Duck store. The
Yeah.
gear is unbelievably cool. Like they've got great hats,
Yes.
great sweat, all that. Just get a jersey.
Not those.
Not
Like
anyway.
you're gonna be like,
Sorry,
I remember.
Kip hates the jersey.
Wow, I remember watching a game last year, and it's like they're going to play the Montreal Canadiens
Yeah,
in the
you
Bell
should be
Center,
ashamed.
and they're wearing the bright orange. I'm like, oh my god. It's like me showing up at Rosedale with cutoffs. Like it's like
shorts on and a tank top.
Yeah, it's like, no.
You can't participate here.
Speaking of which, huge Team Canada is going to present the jersey,
Oh.
and it will be like it could decide whether or not they win the gold medal or not.
Yes, you're making fun of Sam, but this is important.
Okay, I got some pre-takes. I mean, we've got time here. I got some pre-takes on this. Team Canada sent out a little teaser of like what their jerseys are going to be for Team Canada.
Let me guess, red and white.
No.
That's the
Black.
problem. There is a corner that looks like the leaf that is black. And there's been this obsession that Hockey Canada has had with like over the last couple of jerseys that they've done with integrating a bunch of black into the
is
jerseys.
cool.
And like, I don't mind a little trim, like they've done with trim, it's fine. But to make it one of the focal point colors is insane. And it's gonna be bad. I'm telling you right now,
Oh no.
they're not gonna nail it. I sent out a tweet about it. People are already concerned.
If
I'm concerned. This matters. It's the first
But
Olympics.
You can't go from losing Game 7 of the World Series to now jersey concerned. I'm worried about you.
I mean, it matters though.
I want to say it's Barry Pachesky who wrote this article for Defector, but it's like about how black jerseys are an epidemic in sports. And they
Totally
need-
agree.
Like,
Who's to blame?
I don't know.
LA Raiders.
Is that maybe
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, they
Oakland
started it.
it?
Raiders.
But
Yeah.
we had the
Kings
throwback
did it
game
too.
where the Whalers
After.
played
Yeah.
the Quebec Nordiques
Yes.
and that sweater matchup, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is incredible!
Color.
Everyone loves it." And then they're like, "And now back to
Everybody looked big.
Utah,
and
LA."
mean.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
okay,
Like even our beloved Mammoth, which their colors are like
they should go in all blue like the Nordiques because they have that color.
Baby
they could
blue.
do it.
I agree. Not enough green, not enough purple, not enough blue. There's the
This
T.
is the pick Sam
That's
is
the
upset
P.
about.
Did
No
you see that?
joke, Kip. This picture ruins
It
Sam's
shows
day.
nothing.
Yes,
It
it
shows
does.
nothing.
Yes, it
It
does.
could be a shoulder patch.
That's
Sam.
the little part of the leaf at the bottom. It looks exactly like the ones that wore in Sochi when they didn't have NHLers there, which one of the worst jerseys in
could-
our country's history.
It could,
It's going to be bad.
Could have been a pen exploding in someone's pocket for all we know.
Listen, you guys don't care about this stuff.
I do.
Wow, Kippers, I care about this,
Kip
and
not
I'm
only
worried about
doesn't
it.
care. He cares about making sure you know he doesn't care. This is and on the
I
day.
got a pierogi within 10 feet of me in my face. Don't tell me I don't care.
Yeah.
Pierogi Cup. Shout out my beauticians and
Did
Jubas in Saskatoon.
you guys want to quickly talk about the Zadorov thing? Because we talked about it with Nate, but before we get to game time,
I loved it.
I loved every part of it.
All of it.
About you liked Zadorov
All
doing
of
that.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love Zadorov
You know, it's funny.
going after him, and I love the kid hanging in there. I loved everything about it.
You like the reaction from the Islanders guys. They went right back
It
at
makes-
Zadorov.
I'm watching some games, and it's like, please, someone do something like that.
Yeah.
Just anything than what I'm watching now.
It's funny because, my sort of initial thought is like, oh, like he's kind of prone, Schaefer. He's half on the ice. Zadorov's a monster. And it's like, what are you doing? And then, as I'm asking Nate the question, it's like, why is he not eligible to be punched in the face? Because he's good? Like, you're on the ice. You're in the game. It's part of the...
It's
There
only
you
going to
go.
grow the kids.
He's back behind there.
his
He gets greased pretty good, man.
everything about him, just he's got more to gain in that scenario
Yeah.
than, like I said, Zadorov. And
That's a bit of a dive.
He tries to
by
get up and
48.
takes another one.
The first one was a
see,
dive.
I give Zadorov a ton of credit knowing that he's been paying attention to this guy. He's good.
Yeah.
He's already a leader on the team, and he can hurt us.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I challenge him now and just get him looking over his shoulder?
That's literally what you paid Zadorov to do.
Do you want to hear?
That's why you gave him millions.
you want to hear Zadorov's thoughts on the fracas
Yes,
after
you
the
have
game?
it.
I do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's play Zadorov, who sounds like a Bond villain.
Pretty good dust up in the second behind Sway's net. What was all that like?
I
Chaos?
looked at my PIMS from last year. I need to get him up this year. So
Gotta get my
he dies?
Tims up.
So go after the best 18-year-old in the world.
Yeah.
I when the Leafs were hot and heavy after Zadorov, was that 2 off seasons ago? Whenever he signed there, I was really looking forward to that because I've always loved this guy.
But
he
there
does
is-
not care.
Yeah.
He is. Go ahead.
No. I was there is a growing faction of Islanders fans who are saying we need an enforcer.
Good for that. They're supposed to do that. And you know what else it's supposed to do? Pile on Patrick and I'm trying to blank.
Darsh? Matthew Darsh?
Yeah, Matthew Darsh, who we had on the show maybe a week and a half ago. Now they're like, oh, what do we do here?
The
right?
thing is,
And-
you just said you like the Islanders' reaction to it all.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
But I like the pressure now it puts on the management team to go, all right, was that just a one-off? What happens if it happens again?
But it has happened a few times, and they've all gone bananas
now-
every time.
And now they have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Go find somebody that can just push back or tell anybody like Zadorov, not on my watch. And that's the beauty now.
Yeah.
Is what do? Do they go another game just as is?
They're fine.
Does another team watch that when they play the Islanders and go, okay, that's all I have to do to shut this kid down is just
No.
maybe challenge him early? It's all the domino effect of that.
Sure, I like that too. But I do think if you're another team watching that, you go, oh, if I do that, I'm going to get dogpiled. Like, it's not like I get a freebie on the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think that having Kermis
wrong
McDermott
with
in
a
the
dog
press
pile?
spot. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's great. That's their
Yeah.
team solution. I don't think that having, whatever heavy you go
Like
acquire.
Anthony
Oh,
Duclair
no,
is the
no,
first
no.
guy in there. Like
Heavy, the right heavy
Yeah.
is valuable.
Yeah, if you could get one that could play hockey, like a guy you can use.
Yeah, that would help.
That, like
It would help.
there are guys.
how many
that
are there?
Not a ton.
Yeah.
By the way, while we're talking about this whole element of the game,
Mm.
Gabe Landeskog last night fought a guy in his 6th NHL game. The Avs are down. He's the captain
Oh
of the
my God.
Avs, and he's like, "What do I need to do?"
Is he the most respectable
and
player
he
ever?
found some kid who was looking to make a name for himself, and it was fantastic. Like, this guy's just like, here's what we need in this moment. Love Gabe Landeskog.
That's that OHL Midwest Division training right there. Oh, Kitchener Rangers. Love it.
And he's
Good.
he's not
Yeah.
the guy that he used to be before the major injury.
It's been a slow start.
And
this year.
I don't know how better he's going to get, but he won't.
He'll get better.
He won't hit. He'll never hit that level that he had before.
No.
So he's finding different ways to contribute.
I mean, you look at this team, that Lekin and McKinnon Natchez line is, see you later. Colton Nelson and Nichushkin is a superpower. Landeskog on your third line with Olofsson and Jack Drury has been very good. They're just
I think just,
loaded for
and even if he's not himself, like all those guys that are the core of that team adore him.
and he's going to do
he's
the
the
right
captain.
things
He's like,
all over the ring.
just having him there and having him playing
Oh,
is a huge
It's
bonus
Jonathan
for the team.
Taves-esque, where it's just
Yeah.
cool that he's out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
absolutely.
Game time?
Game time.
It's game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. A few good ones tonight in the NHL. Chicago is all of a sudden actually kind of a fun team to watch. Bedard kind of coming on here. They're playing against Vancouver, which, if you guys will remember correctly, was a very good little rivalry there for a while with those two teams playing the playoffs. Our boy Kevin Bieksa would know all about that. The Chicago Blackhawks are plus 140 in Vancouver tonight. The Canucks are minus 165 on the money line. Looking at the Leafs game tonight, Leafs are pretty heavy favorites, as you would imagine. Public team, minus 155. Utah in the second half of back-to-back, plus 130. McBain, Toronto boy, right, Kip?
Yep.
Love him to score a goal tonight.
he's a big boy.
I mean, he's not exactly a prolific goal scorer, but these guys
Or fight.
come in
Now that
here.
we're on the topic.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
this is
you
this.
know what? Let's all just fight.
Have the Leafs got a major?
Ooh, no.
Yeah,
No.
somebody fought.
Jake.
Jake McCabe.
Jake
five.
McCabe.
Did he
five.
get 5 for fighting? Oh, yeah.
You mean when he punched out
Yes.
Tuck? Yeah, he got
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, he got 5.
He got
so
a minute per knuckle.
this is a classic out of conference, Western Conference team that comes here once a year with a few Toronto guys on it that'll score a goal.
Smash that Utah bet.
And give me a Jack McBain goal tonight at plus 500. Toronto boy going to come in here and rip one. There's one for you. A little.
Be a McBain Gordy bet.
Anyways, that was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Okay, let's take a quick break. And when we return, we'll go around the National Hockey League, including the Stanley Cup champions who find themselves scraping the bottom of the barrel in the Atlantic, or at least tied.
Yeah.
We should also.
No, yeah, Buffalo got their point last night.
We should also do more on the OT goal. I got a Stamkos clip about it, and I also got a McCarron clip about it. So we could talk a little bit more about that too when we come back.
Yep.
All right, you heard the man. Back after these words.
Close.
Welcome back to the program. The Real Kyper and Bourne Show, National Edition. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Just in break, we were talking about the blown leads by Edmonton, but
They're yipping right now.
yeah, they are.
It's just like they feel like they're going to blow
But
it.
they got a long leash, don't they?
The longest leash.
In terms
Yeah.
of what?
Just in terms of
Doing it.
I don't know, 20
just
games.
Keep playing.
how about 20 games?
I'm just annoyed by them. Like I know we all know how good you are. Like just okay, let's get the slow start over with. Like I'm just sick of doing this every year.
Okay, so I said 20 games. What are they at? 15?
Yeah.
So
It does lend something to the idea that it's related to the year before. You know, like I think I've just sort of been like, it's been bad luck or bad whatever reason. I haven't really chalked it up to their playoff runs the year before, but that they're doing it again here after another Stanley Cup final appearance really does make you think they're going, just get our 100 points, put us in the playoffs, and we'll figure we'll go show LA and Dallas who's boss again, and off we go.
I'm just bored of it.
Yeah. Like if you put them in a series right now, 6-5-4 against Dallas or
I think I'm
LA,
against every team.
I mean,
Well,
Dallas is maybe the only one where you go,
Colorado in town
but sure, but
Saturday night.
What a
That's a
game.
big game.
you're talking about the best team in the league.
I know.
And like maybe Dallas is in there too, but like they've smoked these
Oiler
teams.
fans, they'll get on them if they don't win Saturday
Yeah.
against Colorado.
Vegas is 7-2-3, and the Oilers will be like, okay, well, here we go again.
And then
Ding, ding,
they
ding.
had to deal with Rantanen last night.
Oh my God.
I think he had 3 points.
What
He's
is
a
his
mule?
What is his
He controls the game.
I
He
guess-
controls the game
I
when
guess
he's out
that-
there. There's
that's my
a very good chance he's got the puck
Mhm.
and he's just making plays. He's a game
Big,
changer.
strong.
He's just not that flashy. I don't know. It just he's whenever the puck is
Yager?
whenever the puck is in a dangerous spot, it feels like he appears with the puck and shoots it in. Like
Yeah.
he's
But
very
he's strong. He's great on his edges.
Is this Yager like? Is that a fair
It-
comparison?
think it
yes,
is.
it is.
I think it is.
It is.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, just kind of got that. He's not
Yager-like.
fast, but he's just kind of holds guys off and gets to the spots.
Yes.
Boy, I wish Mitch Marner
Without-
said yes to that trade.
Without Mario,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Think about that. If like Rupe
watching
Hintz
highlights
was
here.
Mario, how
Right.
good would Rantanen be?
Look at ran in the
He's
back
just,
door.
He's just always in the
Just
right spot. I
chilling.
don't know. He's just a
I did some work
Animal.
today. There's my article's
Love
up
Finnish
on
hockey players.
SportsNet, which is on the 9 new coaches. The 9 coaches having a fresh start with their teams. First off, can you believe there's that many? So going through it, there was some real trips about how Martin St. Louis, did I say this yesterday? 4th longest tenured coach in the NHL. St.
That's
Louis.
just crazy talk.
He's played 2 seasons, or he's had 2 full seasons.
But
But he,
that's the
Like they changed their
fourth longest?
underwear.
4th longest. The only
Who's 5th longest? Do you have it? Do you have all this or no?
yes.
Sorry
No,
to
I
put it in
do.
the spot.
It's going to take me half of a second.
Okay.
But Spencer Carberry is the 7th longest. I know that one, which is wild.
That's crazy.
So the
Wasn't he just on the Leafs like last year,
I know
2 years ago.
half a second ago. All right. Longest tenured coaches. It's Cooper, Bednar, Brindamore, St. Louis, Bruce Cassidy with the Vegas Golden Knights.
wow.
Then Paul Maurice, Spencer Carberry.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, the average over the last 15 years is between 2 and 2.8 years a coaching job. When you get hired, you're hired for the honeymoon period, and then you better be good or you get fired.
As a reminder, this hour, Real Kyper and Bourne, brought to you by Bet365. I don't think the salary cap did coaches any favors.
It's like the one thing you could change.
Yes. And once I run out of like the last nerve on my club and I got to do something, you're the one next.
It's crazy.
I can't trade this guy.
2 years is nuts, right? It's nuts to say, this is the guy. New direction. Hire a guy. He implements a system halfway through the year. Everyone's playing it. And the next season, halfway through it, you're going, nah, we need a new guy.
New voice.
Yeah.
So, Sam, what was the overall feeling around the league on the dislodged goal?
Well, I mean, I have a couple of clips from guys who play for the Predators and Stamkos and McCarron that don't necessarily agree with the decision. But watching it, it's just a really tough visual. I think that's what people maybe can't get by.
Kudos to, was it Brunette Johansson who scored? For playing it out.
But just like shoveling it into like nothing and having it count for me is really like offensive to my hockey watching sensibilities. Like it's just, there's no net.
That's an excellent point.
It just looks bad.
It is. It's like.
Yes. I'll add to this, and this was related to it. The game before, here, we'll show this one more time. So the goalie goes, I'm just going to give this a shove.
Which that was so on purpose.
Yeah. And he tucks it in, and that's the goal. It's like, had he not, if the net was on, that defenseman would have kept playing.
Yeah, it's just really.
But to Kip's point, I like it being penal on the goaltender for trying to cheat. He's cheating.
And really.
Voiding an opportunity.
How does this count? I would have been beside.
Hold on. If you want to really send a message to the goalies about doing this, you have to go to this extreme. It will shut it down.
It will.
It will shut it down.
And you know what else
It
is
should
related
shut
to
it
this?
down.
Nashville's goaltender, if I'm not mistaken, the very game before, Kyle Connor stole a puck, walked out of the corner, and their goalie threw the stick at the puck. Missed, and then they gave Connor a penalty shot when they should have just given him a goal.
Why do we even allow them to play?
What a gorgeous movie made on that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have had to. But yes, you're right. Kick goal is out of the league.
Yeah, put a board up. Perfect. Do you want to hear Stamkos?
Yes.
He's pretty eloquent on it. So let's listen to Steven Stamkos' thoughts on the disallowed goal. If we have that. I think we have it. Maybe not.
No Stamkos?
Yeah, Stamkos. Sorry, yeah.
The confusing part for us was why it was so emphatically called the goal. I get it. Listen, the net came off, but if the puck goes in right away, no problem if the net's off. But he missed the net, and the puck actually bounced back to him because the net was sideways, and then he hit the back of the net, and it popped back. So my interpretation of the rule is that, if the net wasn't off, that puck wouldn't have came back to him to have an open net. It would have went behind the net, and then the play would have been blown dead because the net was off.
That's part of the
I
punishment.
understand the net came off. I don't think there was any intent from our goaltender to knock it off.
That's a lie.
Twice today, so. But from our vantage point, it's obviously going to differ from theirs, but we thought the puck came back to him on the second attempt because the net was off. If not, the puck goes behind the net, and we live to fight another day. So that's where we didn't agree with the call.
This is like alternate reality timelines
eloquent.
where it's also like maybe he doesn't miss the net if he doesn't see a moving net as he's shooting. I don't know. And
Michael McCarron was less eloquent. You want to listen to McCarron?
Yeah,
let's play
let's go to
McCarron's thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, Juice sliding over to make a save on the one tee, and the net clearly comes off. I don't know how the ref can stand there with a straight face and call it a goal, and then they call Toronto, and they still decide to call it a goal. I mean, I'm dumbfounded. I feel like we got screwed tonight.
I think it's a bad thing for Toronto in the NHL.
I hate it.
I hate that Toronto has become synonymous with the league office. Like it has something to do with
Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that horse is long gone here, and we.
It's like the way you refer to
how's
Washington.
that any
is
different
where
than a
the
ball being
politicians are.
lodged in the outfield?
Oh, my God, Kyper.
It's all the same.
I hadn't thought of that
Right?
in 48 hours. Appreciate it.
That's just a pass interference, video, blah, blah, blah. it's a mess,
Well,
but it's
they're gonna
there
call New
and it's
York
not
in
going
baseball.
anywhere.
They call New York in baseball.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I thought Stamkos made an interesting point. Of course, there's a lot of things that we can say, hey, Stammer, no, but including your goalie not doing it on purpose. But it's that window of second opportunity of okay, so
How long is the door open on imminent?
how long? Like if he's going to get a second chance, which he did for whatever reason because you knocked it net off. Okay, how long does that last?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it unlimited?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is there a cutoff?
That's a great
But this is it.
Can the net go sliding out to center ice and you
I
still
don't
shoot
know.
it in?
Right. What's hooking though? Is this
Could
a
the
hook?
Zamboni
Is this
driver
a hook?
open the
It's
gates and pull?
subjective.
I don't know.
Yeah, the ref does, and he called it right.
Just what the NHL loves. More gray area.
What would blow the play down?
Well, I think if he had missed that second opportunity or whatever, I think they'd have been like, all right, the net's off. We need to take a moment.
But
here.
if you're going to punish him, would it have been for sure unsportsmanlike conduct or delay game?
I
Or
don't know,
is that an automatic though?
But I think once you knock that net off, you affect the initial opportunity. Maybe Johansson sees a swinging net towards him, and that's why he shanks it.
I just think this is my hot take. I think there has to be a net for it to score.
Well, by
I think it has to
logic,
enter
though,
a net.
by that logic,
Shoot it in the net.
anytime you want, you're like, oh no, they're near scoring. We'll take a penalty instead.
2 minutes for.
How many times did you trade a penalty for a time it's going to be a sure goal? You do it all the time.
I don't know.
There's actually a great AHL breakaway.
One of the best ever.
Or is it
The goalie just
2-1-0?
pushes it
And the goalie just says, nope, we're not doing this. Shoves the net off.
Oh, I remember that.
And then I think it's a penalty shot after that, and he actually did get scored on, I believe.
I just can't get over the visual. I know it's stupid, but it looks so bad.
Yeah.
Shouldn't count. No
Buddy,
goal.
The
Buddy,
puck
it's
went
right up
between
there.
the post holes across the goal line.
It's not any more ridiculous now than 3-on-3 and defensemen
Here we go.
doing circles and killing half a clock. I'm sorry.
We need a buzzer for that.
What's his other hobby horse that he hates?
I'm
this
sorry,
year? There's
but I'm like
goalies talking to the media.
I'm staying.
Like that.
I'm staying on it until they change 3-on-3.
Okay, we got to get this 3-on-3 sounder for when you bring it up.
Yep.
Boo!
All right.
Rangers?
No, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, because someone on the panel picked the Florida Panthers to win the third Stanley Cup. JB?
Did I?
Yep.
Sweet. That's a pretty good pick, to be honest.
It's still a good pick. We know what the injuries have done to them, but Sam Bennett, I think, 2 goals in 13 games. Carter Verhaeghe, slow start too.
Sam Bennett in danger of playing his way off Team Canada.
Sam Bennett and Carter, I think, combined minus 14, I think.
Sam Bennett through 13 games was 4 points and is a -8.
Yeah. So it's a slow start for Conn Smythe.
Can I push my nerd glasses up my nose?
Yes.
The Florida Panthers' underlying numbers are pretty good.
Oh, crap.
My dark horse team was St. Louis Blues, and the internet's been very helpful to remind me that it was the stupidest pick this season.
Listen, took a shot.
It's actually very funny. I wrote about how the Leafs were coming around on Monday, and when they were down 3-0 on Twitter, I had 3 people write me and be like, "Idiot!"
I have to say that we talked about a Leafs talk. There's a great group chat confidential game.
Oh yeah,
where after 2 periods,
you don't reveal all the takes.
If you were publishing your group chats across the country, probably would have been some pretty hot takes about the Leafs.
Yeah, you wouldn't be employed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Florida is so confident that there's some that probably believe that it's way too early to play well.
It doesn't hurt them that the Atlantic Division is oatmeal.
I know.
It's just blah. The Atlantic Division, okay, they're in dead last in the Atlantic right now. They win 4 in a row, and they're right in the thick of things again. 6th in the league by expected goals percentage.
Expected by who?
And
I don't know.
I know.
If Sam and Carter Verhaeghe and I think Sam Reinhart's, minus 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 6 goals, I think. But
turns out Barkov's pretty important.
If they're struggling, Brad Marchand is not.
That goal he scored last time in the breakaway, his hands he's got the most underrated hands of this generation of players. That cross body
I like that take.
under the bar.
Yeah.
He's filthy.
He's also as dangerous one-on-one.
Yeah.
At like pulling it to the inside on someone and
he's
slipping it to the next right place. Brad Marchand leads the team with 13.7 goals.
But if he's leading,
4 up on Anton Lindell.
he's going to be hard to take off the Olympic team if he can lead this group.
Well, it's a crazy concept because I just said, could Sam Bennett play himself off the team? And Sam said yes. Brad Marchand seemed like the next guy off based on his usage.
Sam Bennett needs to be really bad for a really long time to play himself off.
There is...
he was awesome at the Four Nations.
You got to remember there's 3 or 4 guys that remember who set a tone for Canada in the first 9 seconds.
How about who scored against the U.S. to take it to overtime?
Half that team would love to see Sam Bennett play himself off that team.
Totally.
And they won't. I don't think Canada management will allow half their team to feel good about no Sam Bennett.
But what's so crazy is we sit here and we had Nate Thompson and other people tell us Celebrini's like a lock, and whether he is or he isn't, he's close. You got Mark Scheifele as the MVP of the NHL this year.
I like Mark Scheifele.
So he's going to be on the team. Nick Suzuki's new Bergeron.
You know,
like
I get it.
Like he's big game Nick. So, okay.
It's only 25-man roster.
Right. We need 3 players off the team from Four Nations face-off. It's Konechny. It's these Florida guys.
It's Mark Stone.
It's Jarvis.
Mark Stone.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's a 4 or 5
Stone's
guys.
hurting.
Yeah, Stone's banged up.
His numbers are good when he plays.
He's a good player.
If he's available, tough to say no to Mark Stone.
I wonder who's the best ball hockey player is because they don't have ice there yet. So call in. Who used to be really good? Alex Burrows is the best ball hockey player on earth for a while.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Call him in. LeCavalier.
Mark Stone has 13 points in 6 games. Is that good?
Are you serious?
13 points in 6 games.
Oh, my God. Yeah, maybe. Maybe
if he's available, you might want him.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Jari.
3 guys on the IR.
Brazo, Achari, and Jari. Most importantly, I think it's 3 weeks for Jari.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this the beginning of the end?
They were going so well, but as the Leafs and Sammy's stats proved, it's very rare you blow a 3-goal lead in the third period in regulation time here. Yeah. Could that be the first sign of Pittsburgh plus the IRs to go, all right, boys, I hope you enjoyed it. It's what we thought it was going to be.
Lovely story. Credit to Dan Muse. Hot start. Way to go. Catch you at the draft. Is Sid available?
Feels like I even had that thought kind of watching it when that game ended. I'm like,
8-4-2 so far.
Is this the beginning of the end for them now? Kind of.
Top 5 easiest schedule. Did you say?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they've had a very easy schedule.
Just wanted to mention this quickly before we go. New York Rangers at home this season versus Pittsburgh, 0 goals, versus Washington, 0 goals, versus Edmonton, 0 goals, versus Minnesota, 1 goal, versus San Jose, 5 goals, versus Carolina, 0 goals.
4 shutouts.
I've never seen that.
4 shutouts.
That's crazy.
Your 100th year anniversary. I'm sorry, but that's
6 goals in 6 home games, and 5 of them came in 1 game.
Yeah, 4 shutouts at home is, I mean, I know James Dolan is not notorious for reasonable decisions, but this is one where I'd be
Mike Sullivan's got to be.
They need a soccer net to score.
That's brutal. Poor Valley. That's who I think.
I don't think the Rangers are terrible. Like, I don't think their team's bad.
I'll tell you what the problem is. They've got 3 guys: Miller, Zibanejad, Panarin up front. Yeah. That's it.
And then it can't be a guy.
No. And then it drops, and it sinks like a stone when it comes to talent, like world-class talent. Fox
mid-HL right now.
Fire sale. Sell.
Not enough on the back end too.
Panarin looked good in the Leafs top 6.
Panarin ain't going anywhere.
No way.
I don't think he wants to leave. Okay. Our thanks to Nate Thompson this past hour and Cole Bagley from Utah. All right, boys.
Close straight Wednesday night hockey. Leafs involved. Mammoth, Leafs.
All right.
The Elephants.
Good job. We're back tomorrow on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.